What's going on, all my car viewers? This is a 2017 Audi A3, and this is my first car review, so please bear with me. Thanks to Nableton's Auto here in Loves Park, I'd like to say thank you very much for letting me review your car. It's very nice. It's kind of specced out. It doesn't come with any carbon ceramic rims or anything, but as you can see, it is a S-line. Let's see. It comes with dual exhaust. Very nice little car. Leg room. Let's check this out. Oh, it doesn't have the keyless entry thing. Maybe it do. Nope. Which means I gotta go to the So, here are the keys. I believe it's supposed to have keyless entry. Well, it does have keyless entry, I'm sorry. Thought I had that function where you're supposed to be able to just grab the handles. Black leather, as you can see. Not a lot of headroom. Not a lot of leg room either. It does come with a sunroof. Now this is the part I like. I like this little bolster part right here to help your legs to rest when you're traveling. Very clean on the inside. Very clean. Extends the headrest extended out so it gives you more comfort when driving long trips. Let's get inside. All right. This is a very clean design. As you can see, the dashboard is not very overwhelming with a lot of switches and stuff. Very clean, easy to use, climate controls. This does have your auto start and stop, drive select, park assist, emergency, your traction control, and this is for your sunroof, I believe, for the special little screen up here, that little Bennett screen. 3-button remote control. Select the switches for your door, your lights, your mirror with a courtesy light. So when you open this up, it turns on. You close it back, it turns off. Or you close this and the light cuts off. Now, nice little gear shifter. That's neat. I like that. On and off start switch. Your MMI selection, as everybody know, if you're an Audi driver or enthusiast, you already know this is more the way the MMI is set up in Audis. Your volume control plus your mute, your selector for your map, telephone, radio, and media. This is also a mouse and a selector knob. It does turn. These are also like your selection, and I'll show you in a minute, your menu and your back button to go back to the previous screen. This car also comes with like 2 USBs. There's one right here, and if you look down in here, there's another one there. Plus it has a aux jack for people who have who doesn't have a USB. You can use your standard male to female jacks. Over here, your light selections, whether you want park lights, fog lights. This here is your dimmer for your cluster board. And all this stuff you already know. This is your door switches for your windows. This here, most people don't realize this, and normally some people like you ever go to a car wash and somebody's actually washing your car, they forget to fold the mirrors in. You can actually turn this down, and then the mirrors will fold in. So then when it goes to a car wash or you put it up for whatever, you know, like the season, if you're a seasonal driver, it'll fold it up neatly. As you know, switch it there, it's to the left. Switch in the middle, it's off. This one, some Audis do have in the middle selection like a defroster. This one doesn't, okay? Switch to the right, it's back to the driver's side. So we're gonna switch it off. So we already got the selection. Righty. Now the steering wheel. Okay. The steering wheel is very nicely wrapped in leather, cut off at the bottom like the professional race car drivers have them. So that way it's not like all the way in your lap. As you can see, it's more room here. They changed the design of this. They made recently in the past 2 years, they rounded out the steering wheel, the center part of the steering wheel, instead of making it square. You have here your selection, your left and right to go between each menu, to view and to go back on the menu. Over here is the selection button for your navigation, because it has the talk to speak navigation system, if I said it right. Volume up and down. And this also here is the button to actually make the navigation activate far as what selection that you want, whether, you know, destination or call somebody or whatever. And as everybody can see, this symbol here is for your phone, hands free. Right here is your windshield wiper selection, and over here is mostly your park lights, like brights, your also I kind of focus a little bit. This is basically the brights and everything, parks and all that. Down here is your cruise control selection, speeds up and down, and also right here on and off and set. This is like your reset for your trip. Over here, temperature, and on the other side is fuel. Alright, now this car has a 4-cylinder, or is it a 5? I think it's a 5-cylinder, but we'll find out in a second. To start this vehicle, push the start. Let me show you what it does. Look at that. I like that. Also, Audi has also went completely all digital cluster board. So there's no more analog. Everything is basically digital. And as you can see right here, if I select this, let's see, you can see it go through the menus. I'm sorry, let me turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna listen to the Beatles. As I go through the button selection, you can also see at the top right here the screen switching. So if you see my finger in the lower left corner, you can see how it's switching over. Your radio selection, how much fuel you can drive off the car, your map. Now if I hit the view button here, it should drop everything down to smaller icons and open up the whole screen to a nice viewable map. And as you can see here, man, that's nice. You also got your time down here in the bottom, temperature. It tells you where you're at if you're off-road or whatever, and you still got your speedometer and your tachometer. Sorry. Driving, handling, as you can see, well, you can't really see. I can tell you one thing. The motor is a little loud, not to the point where it's uncomfortable. It does have sport mode, and that does make the transmission and the engine perform a little bit different. It's a little jerky, but hey, that's what's supposed to give you the realistics of the sports. Let's look at the engine. All right, pop this. This is weird. I'm gonna pop the trunk, and I'm gonna pop the engine, and we're gonna walk around here. Okay. And we're gonna look at this. As you can see, I believe this might be the 5-cylinder TFSI engine. You can hear that. Very clean. And like I say, this is a very nice car. I like this. I mean, it's very clean. Let's set that back down. Alright, back out to the rear. Look at the trunk space. Yeah, trunk space is kind of small. You're not gonna be able to travel. So all you wives out there, you're not gonna be able to pack too much stuff in here. And your tire selection. So this is all the specs on this car. Except for 2.0, which has 220 horsepower, 258 foot-pounds of torque, 17-inch rims, ABS locks. This car costs you about $45,000. I might say 46. After taxes, you'd be paying like almost 50 grand for this car. You know, for a small car, with all these specs on here, that's still a little too high for my price. I mean, there's a lot of cars you can get out here for $50,000. Even some used ones that are in good shape. Alright, let's jump back in here. So, give us a little test drive around here. Close that up. Hold on a second. Alright. Throw my seatbelt on. I'm gonna pause you guys for just a second. Hey, here's something else I just noticed. This is a Bang & Olufsen sound system in this car. Wow. Most of the time there's Bose in here. I was wondering why it sounds so good. Listen to this. I'm going to give you a different selection of some music. You guys like jazz? I'm going to try out jazz real quick. Let's go right here if I can find it. I like jazz. Right. Watercolors. There we go. Now this, I know this is a video, but it doesn't stay true to the sound. But the new setups for the new updated MMIs, they actually show the album in a category. The album covers, I love that, how they just now showing that. The older model, like my car, doesn't show that. Yeah, it does, but it's not in that kind of setup. Now, these buttons here, as you can see, the plus and the menu drop down button selection here. Oh, sorry, right here. That's what these two buttons are for. So if I select this button here, it gives you the selection of whether you want the presets, Sirius XM alerts, FM, AM, and if you turn the selection knob here, you will see right here all these would change, and it won't go any further. Just stay where it is. It won't loop. Now, if you want to go back, this button right here, it'll switch you back to your previous menu. The plus menu is this button over here. You select that, and it gives you all your settings, your options of what do you want to do. Okay, so let's go back. And also you can notice your time is in the corner, and it's LTE light for your Wi-Fi, because this does have Wi-Fi in it. So if you want to do a tethering, you can. This car has brushed metal accent on it and black leather. Now, like I say, this is pretty much like a $50,000 car. This is a little much for my taste, you know. But hey, who say I wouldn't want to buy one of these? All right, let's see. All right, the auto start stop is on. So if we, no, it's actually off. I turned that thing off. All right, as you can see, we're driving.